Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the 5 greatest Grieg recordings. There are a lot of great Grieg recordings. Some composers are admired and respected. Some composers are exalted. Grieg is loved. He really is. Debussy once somewhat contemptuously referred to Grieg's music as sweetmeats filled with snow. That is, lyrical, charming, decadent, somehow inconsequential. Well, he's not. He's beautiful. He's lovely. He's like Chopin in a way, just warm and snuggly. And the tunes are just fabulous. And even though he didn't write much in large forms, and he wasn't, sort of grandiose in the romantic sense, he was a major craftsman. Composition came slowly to him. It was not easy. And he polished his works very carefully. And I think he was just stupendous. For years and years and years and centuries and decades and millennia, Norway's had an inferiority complex because Grieg was not a symphonist or a great opera composer. He wasn't Wagner. He wasn't Bruckner. He wasn't Brahms. He was Grieg. And the things that made him special, his melodic gift, principally, first among all other qualities, are the things that endear him to us today. So, and people love to play his stuff, and it gets recorded all over the place. So there you go. And I have the 5 greatest Grieg recordings. Oh, without a doubt. And I know you do too. And they may be different from mine, but they are the 5 greatest Grieg recordings. I'm interested in your list, and here is mine. You ready? First, Lyric Pieces with Emil Gilels on Deutsche Grammophon. This is a classic recording, all the more so because it came as a surprise. Gilels was the Beethoven sort of guy, a hardcore Russian and German classic standard heavy-duty pianist. And so it was all the more remarkable when he deigned to let his hair down and make a disc of Grieg lyric pieces, which he played with absolute exquisite mastery. It just goes to show, right? It's all about how seriously you take the music. And if it's great music, it will respond to the seriousness with which you take it, as the lyric pieces did. It's an absolutely beautiful album. And there are many beautiful albums of Grieg's lyric pieces. So this one is like super duper special. So there you go. Next, the complete Peer Gynt incidental music. I mean, you gotta have the complete one. Even if the chorus is annoying and people screaming at you in Norwegian is like irritating, you still got to hear the whole conception, because it's quite simply one of the handful of truly great incidental scores in the entire 19th century. Well, we had a Finster interruption there. All right, you're there. You're in your spot. Are you happy now? She always manages to just sort of pop up at the worst possible time, mid-sentence or something like that, Anyway, one of the great incidental scores. We were talking about the complete Peer Gynt of the entire 19th century. And it's absolutely fabulous. It's right up there with Mendelssohn's Midsummer Night's Dream and one or two others. But that's basically, if you're doing the 19th century incidental music, you got to have a complete Peer Gynt. So, Herbert Blomstedt on Decca with the San Francisco Forces is absolutely first class. Fabulously beautiful. It's all on one disc. It's really, 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 really great. Next, the suites, the Peer Gynt suites, because you may not like to hear the choral parts or people screaming at you in Norwegian. I mean, really. So there are a lot of Peer Gynt suites as well. But the one that really shocked the crap out of me, frankly, was this one. Neville Marriner with the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields on Hänssler. He had a Hänssler period. He also has the Holberg suite on here and a couple lyric pieces, Evening in the Mountains and At the Cradle. This is an absolutely glorious disc and 2 elegiac melodies. You've got, the Peer Gynt suites. It's just perfect. It's fabulously well recorded. The sonics on these Hänssler recordings were stunning. And you're not going to hear any of these works better done. They're incredibly passionate and exciting, given that Neville Marriner was not exactly the hottest coal in the grill, if you want to put it that way. But wow, these are super duper performances, and they belong on any short list of the 5 greatest Grieg recordings. Then the violin sonatas. Grieg did write some amazing chamber pieces. And the largest and best series are the violin sonatas. I mean, the string quartet's very nice, and there's some other things as well. But the violin sonatas are absolutely gorgeous. And Norwegian violinist Henning Kraggerud made a stunning recording with pianist Helga Kjekshus. Yes, her name is Helga Kjekshus. Boy, do they play the pants off these pieces. They're fabulous. It's on Naxos. What are you doing now? What do you want? Yeah? You want to chew? You want to chew on my fingers? Never mind. Okay. Let's get back to business here, shall we? I know you're much more interested in the cat than in music, but what can I tell you? It's why we're here. So Henning Kraggerud's marvelous, and he made another recording of the violin sonatas arranged as violin concerti, which is absolutely beautiful. It's also on Naxos. I mean, really the 2 count as 1, so I'm not like cheating and doing 6 greatest recordings, because it's the same music for violin anyway. But I just thought I'd mention that one. You should hear them in their original versions initially, because they are beautiful, beautiful pieces. And they belie the fact that, people say Grieg wasn't good at large forms. He was very good at large forms. These are large forms. Big sonata form, first movements, the whole deal. And he's perfectly comfortable with them. And it's absolutely marvelous. So there's that. And then last but not least, the piano concerto. Of course, we have to talk about the piano concerto. And this is one of the most amazing recordings of anything anybody ever did. It's on Simax, the Norwegian label, and it features Sigurd Slåtterbrekk and the Oslo Philharmonic under Mikhail Jurowski. It's called Chasing the Butterfly. It's actually a production. It's not just like the piano concerto, and the ballade in G minor is on here too, by the way. It's fabulous. But it's played on Grieg's own piano, his Steinway, his 1890 whatever Steinway at Troldhaugen, and they are recreating his 1905 piano roll recording of his own music, and you get both of them on here. You get Grieg doing Grieg, and then you get Slåtterbrekk or whatever his name is here. I can never pronounce it. And it's okay, because you're not supposed to pronounce it. It's not there to be pronounced. Slåtterbrekk, that's his name. And wow. I mean, the piano concerto itself is just a knockout, a performance of intense rhythmic excitement and freshness, and Jurowski was a fabulous conductor. I mean, it's all just great, and it's stunningly well recorded. And then you get all this other stuff. So it's a whole Griegasm. It really is. Slåtterbrekk recorded like 3 records for this label, and then he stopped because he was interested in multimedia things like other stuff, and not the whole miserable classical music, dynamic, which is a shame, because frankly, he was just incredibly talented and intellectually probing and interesting, a fabulous artist. So there you go, the 5 greatest Grieg recordings, and you must have them all if you can get them. I'm very interested in your selection of the 5 greatest Grieg recordings, up to 5. You don't have to do 5 if you don't have 5, but it's just such beautiful stuff. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.